In the first century, the cross was not a beautiful religious symbol of sacrificial love. It was a torture device. It was designed to be the most agonizing, humiliating way to die. And so the idea that anyone would worship a crucified God was absurd. As absurd as the idea that somebody would come back from death leaving behind an empty tomb. Sometimes we wrongly assume that we enlightened moderns understand the permanence of death, and those gullible ancient peoples must have thought people just bounced back and forth from death willy-nilly. But it's just not the case. Humans have always recognized death as a permanent condition. That's why in Acts chapter 17, for instance, when the Apostle Paul is preaching the gospel and he comes to the doctrine of the resurrection, the Athenian philosophers mock him openly because they recognized this is not a thing that happens. Added to all of this would have been the crowning absurdity that it would be worship of a crucified God that unites Jews and Gentiles together in harmonious, loving fellowship. In other words, this is not a message anyone saw coming. It's not a message anyone wanted. And yet, here we are. How? Why? How has Christianity survived when all the prejudices and the sensibilities of the time were arrayed against it? Because the one thing it had going for it is that it was actually true. The disciples were unstoppable, could not be deterred from proclaiming the good news of salvation through faith in Jesus, because they had actually seen him alive from the dead. Their claims could not be refuted because the tomb was actually empty.